Yeah, thank you so much. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as well as the entire African Catalyst team, for this opportunity to pretty much share my experience. It really means a lot, so thank you. So my full name is Alae ibn Moummad. I go by Ben. As far as like my degree and academic background is concerned, so I'm a civil engineer and currently a PhD scholar, specifically specializing in construction management, with a particular focus on infrastructure projects. Pretty much beyond academia, I'm actively engaged in like sustainability and development initiatives. In fact, I'm a Youth for Sustainability leader at the UNDP Morocco, which stands for the United Nations Development Program of Morocco, and I'm a Fulbright scholar as well. Recently, I had the opportunity to take part of the Developing and Financing Infrastructure Project internship, which has been an incredibly valuable experience, and that's pretty much what I'm excited to share today. Honestly, I think my interest in like infrastructure really started at a very young age, as far as I'm concerned. Honestly, I was always fascinated by like building things. I remember when I was young, my mom would always tell me that I was playing with Legos, and like pretty much just building and like constructing things. So I naturally gravitated towards like anything that involved creating and connecting spaces. As I grew older, pretty much that curiosity evolved into something more meaningful. I feel like choosing the civil engineering background wasn't like a difficult decision for me. It felt like a natural, organic path. What truly shaped my perspective though was having the opportunity to like visit rural areas in my home country, in my case Morocco. So I saw like firsthand that many communities specifically, lacked basic infrastructure, roads, clean water, electricity, and that experience really stayed by me. So it pretty much made me realize that infrastructure is not just about connection, but it's more about impact and social impact specifically. It's about connecting people, enabling access, and overall improving quality of life. So I would say that's what motivated me to pursue this field. I genuinely believe infrastructure in general is one of the most powerful tools we have to drive inclusively in order to like create lasting change as far as like development is concerned for like African nations in general. Yes, so overall my experience in the DFIP internship has been incredibly enriching. I've learned a lot. I would describe it more than just an internship. It honestly felt like an intensive learning journey, or even more, I like to call it an apprenticeship in infrastructure finance, because we did learn a lot. If I had to highlight like some key insights of the internship, I would say that first and foremost, the program personally is an exceptional crash course experience in terms of like infrastructure development and finance. So for me personally, coming from like a civil engineering background, I was already familiar with the construction and operations side of projects, but this program helped me bridge the gap into like financing. So pretty much understanding how projects are actually structured, funded, and brought to life from like a financial perspective. So for someone pretty much looking to transition into infrastructure finance, this was truly transformative. The second aspect I would say was the quality of learning and engagement. I think it was actually outstanding because, we had access to like materials, courses, and especially the live sessions that created really a very dynamic environment to collaborate, engage, exchange with people from different backgrounds and professionals from like different perspectives. We had lawyers, we had financial experts, engineers, real estate agents. So pretty much the sessions were always interactive and insightful, and I really appreciated the guest speakers that brought real-world perspective and that made the learning experience even more valuable for me. Also want to acknowledge the incredible support from like the African Catalyst team, who played actually a key role in making this experience, so impactful. The third aspect I would say would be the collaborative aspects of the program. It was a major highlight. So as I said earlier, we worked in like diverse teams with participants from like different professional backgrounds, and that really reflected on the multidisciplinary nature of infrastructure projects and the stakeholders and the shareholders that these projects involve. So the fact that we worked on a concrete real-world project made the experience even more practical and meaningful. So yeah, overall, I would say it's been an amazing experience. One that not only straightened my knowledge, but also reshaped how I see and how I will move forward with developing infrastructure projects and financing them as a whole. Yeah. So honestly, I would say that being qualified or being called as a Yali Fellow is an honor and honestly a privilege. To me, it represents more than just a title. It reflects the journey we've gone through during this program, the commitments, the active engagement, the efforts we put into completing the deliverables, and overall the growing that we've had throughout this experience. It's a recognition of that process, and I'm genuinely proud of it. What makes it even more meaningful, I would say, is how unique this opportunity is. So, as far as I'm concerned, when I was looking for like opportunities before even applying to this internship, it wasn't easy for me to find something, especially in the intersection of development and finance. So both aspects in terms of like infrastructure projects. So the fact that I was able to find this kind of program, really that combined high quality learning, practical experience, and mentorship in one place really means a lot. I would say the YALIF through the African Catalyst team really stands out in that regard. It brings together young African professionals from diverse backgrounds and gives us really access to knowledge, network, and real-world application. And that me says a lot about the vision behind this program and its commitment to shaping the next generation of infrastructure leaders of the continent in general. So overall, I feel incredibly grateful, honored, and truly motivated to just move forward and carry this experience and continue contributing meaningfully to infrastructure development in Africa in general. Thank you so much for this question. That's a very important question, and something that I've really been reflecting on lately a lot. First, I see my role first and foremost as a knowledge bridge. So as a PhD researcher myself and a civil engineer, I feel like I'm in a position where I can share what I've learned. Especially the idea that infrastructure projects are not only technical design, but they're also about bankability. So I want to bring this perspective into academia spaces by engaging with students and peers and pretty much just helping them understand that successful infrastructure projects specifically require both engineering excellence and financial viability. I would say the second thing would be that I would aim to contribute through like research and continuous learning. So my work already focuses on infrastructure and construction project management, and I actually plan to integrate more aspects of project finance into my research. So by doing so, I believe I can contribute to developing more sustainable and implementable infrastructure solutions, particularly in contexts, I would say, where access to financing is a major challenge. Last but not least, I believe in the power of collaboration and networking, honestly. So I want to actively connect with professionals in my country across finance, engineering, policymakers, developers, etc. Pretty much just to contribute to a meaningful conversation, and that would basically initiate around infrastructure project delivery. So overall, by bridging, the infrastructure gap is not a one-person effort, but I would say it requires a multidisciplinary collaboration, and I see myself as part of that ecosystem. So finally, my goal would be pretty much to combine knowledge, research, collaboration, right, to contribute in a step-by-step process to more accessible, inclusive, and hopefully well-financed infrastructure project in my country. Yeah, that's an amazing question. Thank you so much. So I've made a lot of meaningful connections. First and foremost, connections with my co-leads. Um, they've been amazing with different backgrounds. So I come from an engineering background. One of my colleagues has a financial background, and I'm referring to Chibuzor, Happiness Obi, and my other colleague has a legal background. So I've learned a lot, having different backgrounds from them. That was really meaningful. A lot of team members that I've been able to connect with. First and foremost, Jude, who's a financial expert. I've learned a lot from him, especially in terms of like financial modeling and just understanding how to put into perspective a financial model and like to know and understand how to make a project bankable and how to translate this bankability into our financial model. Another team member that I've really connected with was Ibimina. She works in the legal department, and I've really been able to like understand the depth and the core of like the legal aspect of infrastructure project and how does it project, how does it pretty much reflect in terms of like bankability reports, in terms of like the project definition report. And that's actually something that we've been working with throughout this entire, we've worked on, sorry, throughout this entire internship for our capstone project. And I'm referring to our project, which is the Luapula River Hydropower River Project, which I've really been able to learn a lot, especially about the legal aspects. So I've made a lot of meaningful connections. I've learned a lot from them. And that's the whole purpose of what this program is. Aside from learning and like really taking our knowledge to the next level, it's really about making meaningful connections. And I'm really looking forward to connecting and engaging with my teammates and even, people from other teams, even after this program. Absolutely. Yeah, I would highly recommend this program to any young professional interested in infrastructure development and finance. And some of the reasons, I would highlight some reasons. So first, obviously, it talks about this. So the program offers a comprehensive learning experience. It's like a structured crash course that pretty much takes you from understanding how infrastructure projects are developed to how they are actually financed. The second reason would be the access to high quality learning materials and courses that would normally be quite costly. So having this level of content available within the program makes it both accessible and incredibly valuable. I would say third, the live sessions with the African Catalyst team were a major highlight. The fact that we were able to learn directly from experienced professionals and really being able to interact, engage, ask questions, really helped enhance the overall experience. I would say, last but not least, this program is really and highly practical and collaborative. So from working in diverse teams to developing a capstone project, we're not just learning, we're actually applying that knowledge in the real world context. So it's what I like about this program, it's not just about theory, but it's about putting theory into practice. So in my case, we've been able to work with my team on an energy project, which is the Luapula Hydropower project, that really made the experience even more meaningful and tangible. So overall, I would say that this is a really well-rounded program that combines knowledge, practice, and community. And that's what makes it really impactful. Thank you.